Hi, I'm Amy Dowling at Fusion Pilates, and today we're going to be talking about working the balance. Both intrinsic and extrinsic muscles of the lower foot and leg. And I've just got a couple of spiky balls here, and I was trying to figure out a way to mimic the wobble boards that we have here in the studio, and so this is just a little bit of an exploration, but you might be able to do this at home. And I like the spiky balls because they're a little bit squishier. You could try this on a tennis ball, but it might be a little bit more challenging. And ideally you might be at a wall. I've got the dowel here to give me some balance. So right now I'm just trying to balance right on the balls of my feet. My toes are off the floor, my heels are slightly lifted, and you'll feel how your legs and core have to fire a little bit differently when you're trying to organize yourself in that balanced position. And from there, you can start to play with a little bit of plantar flexion and dorsiflexion. So floating the toes down to the floor and then reaching through that balance point to bring the heels down. And there's a lot of challenge to come through the balance and then reach the toes back through that point of balance and back to the heels. So as I'm doing this, I'm getting a lot of stretch through the balls, right, on the sole of the foot, and I'm also having to work all the way around the ankle to kind of stabilize. So you go forward and back several times, and then you can start to do that side-to-side movement. So we start to invert and evert the ankle and the bones of the foot, and that is a little bit more challenging for me because I don't have as much access to the side-to-side beveling of the foot, but also another important range of motion that we all need to have access to. And again, the key is to try to balance in between and then move into that range of motion. And once this kind of feels good, you can start to roll forward, over to one side, back to the back, over to the other side, and back to the front. And I'm having to work really hard to stabilize myself on that balance point when I come through up to the toes and then transition over to the other side. So already the muscles around the foot and ankle, lower leg are firing. And then you can kind of end with a little bit of balance in the middle. Find your breath. Try to align the ribs right over the pelvis. Feel length through the crown of the head. And if you're at the wall, you can kind of just try to play with using your fingertips and finding that balance point and then taking your hands off. And so after a while, my feet start to get very fatigued. And so you want to step off of the balls and give them a little love. So you can just roll the foot out, just like we do here in the studio. You can give the calves a little bit of a stretch, having the balls right underneath where the toes and the arch meet, softening the knees. And then I also like to finish up with opening up the top of the foot. So we're getting all those areas of the foot working, and then we give them a little bit of release. So that's your balancing act for today. I hope you enjoy exploring and let us know how it goes.